Veronica, look, you got to stop being so sensitive. You've got to stop worrying about and letting it upset you what people say about you. Just be Veronica. Just be yourself. Sometimes I feel like a lonely bird and fly, moving to the sky in the morning light.
I didn't even seem to be a queen because I wasn't smiling, and every now and then I had to remind myself to smile. It didn't just come natural for me to smile. I had to pretend as if the whole thing was really what it should have been, and what it should have been in everybody else's eyes was great. And everything was so disorganized, besides the fact that I was in the wrong car. Nobody knew I was queen because I was riding in the Cotton Club car. It was a nightclub car, and here I was, 17 years of age, and I was so embarrassed. I just kept thinking of how everybody else must see me.
Is this the queen? Is the queen? Veronica Glover. Freddie Fixer Queen. Let's give him a big hand.
And then finally I began to realize that I really was queen. And then I remembered I didn't have my shoes, but then I said, oh, well, I got to go without them. I can't get them now. And I tried to start up the steps with all this material that I had wrapped around me. I made a step, and then I heard a pop, and I said, oh, no, don't tell me my robe is coming down. It was just coming apart, and everybody was trying to help. So then everybody was gathering around me and trying to hurry because I thought that I had to make a speech. And the more they pinned, the more that was coming loose, and it was just a big mess.
Okay, we'll do it like this. Wait a minute.
How did he have...
No, I think it's better to do it just the way you have it now.
Oh, boy, look at this. Oh, boy, it is terrible looking.
It was this lady that was dancing that was painted all in silver. She just looked awful. Then I started thinking about this whole parade as soon as I saw the whole thing, and just seeing the dancers just made me feel even worse. I just didn't want the fact that I was a part of it. And then just as I was about to say, okay, I'll make my speech now, next thing I knew, they were carrying me away. And that was that. And that was the end of the parade and the end of my being queen. But I was never so humiliated in all my life. And then I started thinking the next day as I was on my way to school, how people must think or feel about my being the leader of the school. I am the speaker of our Congress at school, and being the leader of anything is not as great as it looks. And being queen of the parade connected with this problem in school, the fact that everybody was thinking or looking at it an entirely different way from what it really was, and they were painting their own picture rather than seeing things for what they really were. I usually look forward to my Afro-literature class because so many of the black kids in the school disagree with me, and here I can find out why.
Always late, always late.
Oh, always late. This is my business late.
Oh, Veronica, please, let's get into our discussion. Do you know of anyone who has...
Miss Lang is very sure of herself, but sometimes I'm not quite so sure of her. But then I can listen to her and really feel that I'm getting something from her because she seems to know what she's talking about.
Every job that I have ever applied for, I got the job. Only one occasion when I applied for a job, that was a secretary job. I took the test, the typing test. I knew myself that I did not pass that typing test because I had made too many errors. I knew that myself. So naturally, I didn't get the job, and I didn't complain about it because I knew that I had made too many errors. So I can't say that I have ever been discriminated against in applying for a job. I really can't.
I was surprised to hear Ms. Lang say this because this is something that very few blacks even admit. The fact that they just weren't qualified rather than to blame it on the color of their skin.
So it didn't bother me. We have talked about the blacks. We have also talked about the whites as far as jobs are concerned and this sort of thing. I'd like to know, how are blacks and whites different? Have you thought about that? How are blacks and whites different?
I think the majority of the black or white people that say that there is a difference is only because they haven't tried to, they're just going by a big general thing and just going by an overall outlook and just say, well, we aren't supposed to communicate anyway, so I don't.
You think she's wrong? You disagree?
Because like I don't see how she could say there's no difference, because like we grew up, we had different environments when we grew up. Like when you live in the ghetto, like you see just about everything happening on the streets and things like that. And then, but like if you're white, like you live in a fairly nice community, you know, your moms and pops, they try and give you a little bit of cultural background and everything. But when you're living in the ghetto, you learn about the hard facts of life. You know, like don't nobody paint no rosy pictures for you. Like you get out on the street, you see people hustling on the corner, shooting dope in the corners and whatnot. And then you know, and then I don't see how they can say, because like black people, I think they have a better insight on life, you know, because they see it as it really is. You know, like then when they get older, like they can face the hardships, because growing up, that was a big hardship right there. Because there was a lot of, yeah.
For all blacks?
No, not all. You know, like you can't really say all, because like some people had it better than others.
Most blacks, I mean, they don't dress way out, you know, they're sort of on the conservative level. And like, you know, most white kids, well, they wear all these little beads and the little clothes that are, you know, no. But, you know, they're sort of like real fancy and way out and stuff like that. And most black kids you see are just, you know, sort of more conservative than the white kids. Then when you see a black girl just like that, you know, you look at her.
All right. Did you finish your point?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you think about the loud colors that, you know, the blacks wear? Do the whites ever criticize those colors?
Well, I don't know about that, but I criticize them.
Go right ahead.
I criticize them because, well, I think a pink is a girl's color. No matter, like blue, okay, yellow, but I think pink is a girl's color, except for I can see pink shirts, but the pink pants, and then like, if you can't wear them, don't wear them, you know, meaning, you know, as far as your skin color is concerned, let's bring it right down to that. Now, if you black, well, I'm not saying, you know, well, if you black, and you're going to put on these purples and light yellows and greens and walk down the street and they see you for miles around, that don't mix. Yeah, that don't mix, you know. You don't
Say it doesn't mix.
I'm saying it don't mix.
Just look at it.
Black people are known for loud colors anyway. They refer back to history. They're known for loud colors. Because when the slaves, they had on red and gold. Slavery time is red. Yeah. Loud colors and things.
All right.
Well, they're just bringing their colors out again.
Why can't an individual why can't he have some say-so about what he wants to do and what he wants to wear?
Why you can't?
Why can't he? Now, Sonia just said that she didn't like the, the loud colors. She thinks it looks terrible. But regardless of how it looks on a person, if a person feels that he wants to wear this, why can't he wear this and be accepted for what he is and for what he wants to do?
I think the way that a person dressed express the way they feel sometimes. You know, like I'll have on a pink or something. I feel lively. I'm happy today, and I'm glad to have on this bright color, you know. I think the group has something to do with it also, because if the group say you wear this color or you're out.
Okay.
You know. There's no doubt about it. You either wear it or you get out.
So if you don't conform, then you're kicked out of the group.
Yeah.
Right.
Miss Lang, there are imaginary groups. I mean, like, you don't have to say, well, this is the name of our group, and we're doing this, and we're acting against this. There are groups like little cliques or something. There are cliques that, well, they all think this way, so they just sort of like come together. And then, like, say maybe, like she mentioned, stepping on the outside. Say you all think this way, and you all discriminate against whites, or maybe you talk to them too, but you don't go out of your way to say something to them. Say you jump out of line, so to speak, and you maybe extend or you talk to a white person or something like this, then you are shunned on. You are shunned. You know, I'm not saying you're kicked out of that particular group, but you were shunned, and you know, automatically there's a name that they'll throw at you, like Uncle Tom. And the same thing exists in a white group. Or nigger lover. Yeah.
The kids in my Afro literature class are mostly black, but the school itself is predominantly white. Most kids are satisfied with staying into their own clique or their own group, but I feel no reason to even get involved with a particular clique or group, because I feel that everybody should associate with everybody else for what they are and not for what they stand for. And by feeling this way, I found myself involving with individuals rather than particular groups or cliques. So I found myself meeting everybody and finding how everybody felt about certain things, and actually involving with the kids themselves. And I found myself into school politics. Up until this year, the students had no say in how school was run. So we decided to form a student congress where the representatives were chosen by the students themselves. And I was chosen president, which was called Speaker of the House. As a matter of fact, we did everything ourselves. We didn't even let the teachers in on the meetings.
Okay, the meeting will please come to order. Today, before Rich...
A lot of kids thought because I was Speaker of the House that I had a lot of power. But actually, my job was to hear what everyone had to say and try to organize it so we could make decisions such as a new school constitution and what kind of activity programs to have after school.
Separate form. And but the surveys had nothing to do with last week's minutes.
I had to listen to what everybody had to say.
A lot of kids, what they needed after school was a good English course because they couldn't express themselves on paper. So maybe if we could interview them on tape.
Ralph likes to be the center of attention, but he also likes to get things done in the school, and we both have been really good friends working with the Congress.
What is it, Hank?
The majority of the students don't care anyway, so you're going to find...
Hank is the president of the senior class, and everybody in the school loves him because he really puts himself out and he really understands people.
Come down and discuss it.
We took the survey to find out not only how many students were actually participating in the activity program, but how many...
Veronica, she is in the middle of everything. Right now, she's trying to find herself. She hasn't yet found herself, and I don't think she actually knows what she wants out of life. She is a great leader and all, but you find that the blacks are pulling at her, and you find that the whites are pulling at her, and so it's kind of hard for her to decide. But I know she realizes the fact that she's black and she's trying to help our people. But the part that hinders her progress is that you have these I won't call them blacks, I'll call them Negroes, because they tend to stop her from doing what she's trying to do. They don't see it the way that Veronica sees it. They feel that Veronica is being a town, a black town. That's one who caters to the whites, one who uses big words when speaking to other Negroes to impress, one who's constantly being involved in extracurriculum and all this kind of stuff, one who tries to get ahead and his people tries to pull him back. They feel that you're accumulating too much power, and it's wrong, and you should just sit back and just let things happen as they are gonna happen.
Any leader, either black or white, has to remember that what's more important, his office and what he can accomplish for the school, or the friends that he can keep. I mean, like, you know, you want to be popular and all, but lots of times things that have to be done are going to make you unpopular. And I feel that that's one of the things that, I mean, nothing against Veronica or anything, but I feel that that's one of the things that's hindering her this year.
Veronica, you got to stop being so sensitive. You've got to stop worrying about and letting it upset you what people say about you.
I know, but this...
Veronica, are you afraid of losing friends?
I don't want
If you
to.
lose a friend, that wasn't a friend in the beginning. You understand?
She's right. I am afraid of losing friends. But I kept trying to explain to her, and she kept talking and interrupting. It's so hard to communicate to some people, but I've got to keep trying.
Because I was thinking about a long time ago, I was thinking about withdrawing from the Congress. I really was. I had thought about that really seriously. I really had. Because I was making it a lot better than I am now.
I'm glad you didn't drive.
I was making it a lot better. I mean, maybe not making it as far as
you.
recognition is concerned, but I was making it a lot better with my friends. Because I have friends now who don't even, well, I thought they were my friends, who
they
don't
aren't
even,
your friends.
who don't even speak to me now. And
well, you haven't lost anything. What are your friends giving you?
it makes me, I don't know, it makes me very self.
Well, Veronica, you can meet more friends. You can meet more friends.
So that's why
this is going to be life.
That's why I talk to people who are like me and who can understand it. Mm-hmm. And most of the people are, you know, people who I've just like discovered or something like that. Like Hank, I can talk to him because he's getting the same thing.
Yes.
Hank is getting the same thing. Hank is probably my closest friend.
So have you decided on school?
Yeah. What? You, not me. You the one. I know what I'm doing.
Where do you plan on going?
I'm going to Boston at Emory.
Emory?
Court reporting.
Go there.
You know, it would be a shock if in September I end up someplace else.
So you probably get married, couple of kids, all that stuff.
Oh, are you kidding?
Watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not you, but me.
Rodney all set?
Huh?
Rodney all set?
Yeah. He's going to go there.
Okay.
Where you going?
University. Saigon. No, University of Connecticut, hopefully.
Hank really understands me and the way I feel about almost everything. And I understand him and what he's trying to do. He believes in people as individuals and tries to help them work together. But many of the black kids label him and Uncle Tom just as I was. But Hank really stood up to them, and a lot of black kids really respect him for it. He's going to go a long way if he keeps up and stays strong to what he believes in, no matter what people do to him. Some friends you don't have to see all the time. If you have something really in common, it will be the same no matter how much time passes in between. Like Sarah, she feels the same as I do about a lot of things, like nature, the sky, the grass, and just exploring alone.
Yeah, we went to this, oh wow, oh you just have to go there sometime. We went to this island that's right in the North Sea, and it has like no people on it except for farmers, and the colors are just so beautiful. Like the sky is bright blue and the grass is bright green, and the tiles of all the houses are bright orange, and the sheep are wild mountain sheep, and these little tiny daisies instead of dandelions, little tiny daisies about 2 inches high, and they just cover it. You just wouldn't believe how beautiful it is, and the whole island is beaches. Oh yeah, I wrote poetry. It really, wow, we were only there about 2 weeks, but I remember it like all my life. Just, oh, it's so nice.
It's interesting, because even though Sarah's background is completely different from mine, we have exactly the same kind of problems with people.
One of my reasons for coming to Cross was to get to know all different kinds of kids, because I've been in a girls' private school and everyone was just the same, you know. It was really boring, you know, it was just unreal. And I thought, well, I'll come to public school, I'll find out the truth, I'll find out ways of, how to get to know them, because I have faith in people, and I really believe it can work out. But after a while, after I'd been in the school for a while, I sort of stopped trying to get involved with a lot of the kids.
Yeah.
I wanted to make more black friends because I didn't have that many. But after a while, it seemed like it wasn't worth it, because a lot of the kids traveled around in very small, very sort of militant groups, and they, they just didn't seem to want to talk to me.
And you can't. It's so hard to be an individual. You have to think with a group to survive, as far as they're concerned. But I think the other way around. I think because there's so many people that they are just conforming to what the group has to say, and it's gonna backfire on them. And it's this thing going on. If you kids want to know, why is it that when I go in the courtyard, how come I don't, it's this corner, and it's right at the corner when you come out in the courtyard, and all the black kids are standing around in the corner, and the whole courtyard, all the white kids are sitting around on the grass and on the benches and everything. And I said, the kids are always yelling about, the white kids are trying to take everything. I said, but look, there's the whole courtyard. Nobody says you have to stand over here in this corner. And like I said, if I come out in the courtyard, I'm coming out because I'm outside, not to stand in the corner that I could do inside the building. Yeah. And I said, why is everybody coming over to me asking me how come I don't, stop there? I said, the kids that are talking about it, kids I don't even know, don't even know me, and they aren't doing anything for me. Right. But yet it still was upsetting me, because this thing was like spreading before I knew it all over school. And everybody
Isn't that ridiculous?
Everybody was coming back to me, and I was getting very upset about it. And then this kid came up to me right on the courtyard. I was out in the middle of the courtyard, and I had a camera. That was the day when we had the mod dress-up day. Were you in school that day? And everybody was taking pictures of everything. And so I said, Marie, come on, Marie Bolello. She's white, and I said, I'll take a picture of you. Well, I had asked a few black kids too. They didn't even want to come out to take the pictures.
Oh no.
So I said, Marie, come on. So I took a picture of her, and then right away I might as well went to jail, because I committed a crime,
Are you kidding?
And after school the next day, all I heard all day was, so you were taking pictures of white kids out. I said, well, so what about it? I said, I didn't say, I didn't label this, now this film is all white kids. I said, I was just taking pictures. And I was asking some kids to come and take pictures. I said, they didn't want to come out there. I said, so what am I supposed to do? For the rest of my life, should I go get in this group just because all black kids are standing here, or should I go where I want to go?
You can't tell
It makes me so mad. I mean, you can't, sometimes I feel like, maybe if I stand up and just, give a big speech or something like that, but it doesn't work. A person has to feel within themselves, and that's the way I feel. Yeah. I don't care how many speeches one makes, or how many public appearances they make to hear, or how many books they read, unless they really feel something from within, it would never work. They would have to feel the urge and desire to communicate with everybody, and to take a person for what they really are, as a character. This is the way I really, really feel, and I'm gonna, I was so worried about this Uncle Tom name that I've been getting and everything, that I've forgotten my whole point. And I said, well, look, I'm getting worried. What should I do? I even said maybe at one time I'll just stop. I'll just keep quiet. But Sarah, I can't hold all these things in me, and I'm just beginning. A few other people are making me realize. I'm just gonna be myself and rebel against it.
Sometimes I feel like a lonely bird in flight, moving through the sky in the morning light.
I kept thinking about all of these things, and all of these questions kept coming to me.
I believe in yesterday and tomorrow and today. The things that I feel and the places I go. On my mind, what is real, the future, I don't know. I believe in what is me, acting like I do, not someone else's reason to be free, sneaking upon you. Do different things, meet all kinds, find out about the world, the moon, the stars.
Sometimes I let what other people say get inside my mind like a cloudy winter day. My mother's way, other people's way, my boyfriend's way. Some people think I'm sitting on a fence, waiting for the wind, not making any sense. I don't know if I'm always understood, and the people close to me think I never really should. Try to turn a page in history, try to make a change for the reasons that are me.
This is why I changed my decision about going to college. Everybody just kept saying, you gotta go to college, you have to go to college. I felt that it was something that everyone else wanted, not me. And after thinking about it, I've decided that I'm going to study court reporting because it is a field that is all my own, and it is a skill that I'll always have. I realized that all of the groups with all of the problems that were within my school are also going to be on the outside world. But I think I can deal with them.
The beginning of reality. The time has come. It has seemed to have taken an eternity to get here.